so first what we're gonna do, we have a chuck roast here. We're gonna take off the chuck eye steak first. This chuck roast doesn't really have a great Denver, but we're gonna see what we can do with this. Our first seam, you just cut down the middle here. You can get the chuck eye for about $14, even sometimes $15 a pound. But if you just got a chuck roast together, you just cut the chuck eye off. It's about $7 a pound. Save some money there. So a little good tip for you. We're gonna cut off the Denver here. This one kind of has a small Denver, so it's just on the other edge here. Most of the time it's a big piece kind of over here. The middle is more for stir fry, for stew. We're gonna be cutting that up. We're gonna make some stew in another video. This isn't the greatest Denver. We're still gonna make a steak out of it. The rest of it here, I'm just gonna slice up. All right, so we have our stew meat here. What I like to do, I'll put it in a bag, just a gallon bag, and then I can marinate it in here for a few days. I'm not sure when I'm gonna make the stew. I'll put in some garlic powder, put in some salt, put in some pepper, Montreal steak seasoning, Costco, it is the best. Just put a ton of that. That has a bunch of salt, pepper, and a ton of other spices. So another trick that I like to do is I'll put in a little drizzle of olive oil. I'll do this on the steaks as well. Just mix it all up. All right, now we have our Denver steak, our chuck eye. We're going to marinate them. We're gonna cook them tonight. They're gonna be phenomenal. So first thing, garlic powder, pepper. Oh, another thing you can do is take your knife, add a bunch of stabs in there. A lot of salt. You can't really underdo it with salt. Especially on the grill, most of it cooks off, so you really want that salt to get inside of that meat. Onion powder, and then of course we have Montreal. I like to add a little bit of cayenne pepper, just adds that little bit of flavor. Don't have to add a ton, just as much as you want. Now, we hit a little bit of drizzle of olive oil again. Work it in there. Okay, now we flip it and do the exact same thing. And that is ready to go in the fridge. All right, with the steaks, we're gonna make some diced potatoes on the grill as well. So I'll show you how to do that. All right, so scrub your potato, wash it, and then dice them up and just put them in the bowl. All right, I used about 4 russets. You can also use those little red ones, but the russet potatoes will save you some money. Salt, pepper, Montreal, and then we're also going to add oil once we get out to the grill. All right, so it's been about 6 hours for the steaks. They're right here. And then we also have our potatoes here. Add a little oil to the grill. Don't need a ton. put the potatoes on first because they're going to take longer to cook. Alright, so we got the potatoes on there. I'm going to add a drizzle of oil, and then we're going to wait. This is what my grill settings are at. I put these on low just to get this heated up. These two are on high for the potatoes. You want to flip them every couple minutes so that they don't get seared on one side and don't cook through all the way in the middle. While they're cooking, you can add a little more salt. Alright, those are about 3/4 of the way done, so I'm going to throw on the big one first. If you remember, we still had our tiny dinky little Denver, so alright, I just flipped the big steak, so I'm going to throw this one on. With really fat steaks like this, you could just sear the sides and it should be pretty good. I like a medium rare steak, so that's what I'm going to cook it to. Alright, once the potatoes are soft enough where you can put your spatula through them pretty easily, they're done. I'm just going to put them in a separate bowl for now. So since this steak is so fat, its internal temperature is only about 80 degrees right now. I'm going to cover it, and that'll make it go a little bit quicker. I like to stick between 125 and 135. Ideally about 130 for that medium rare, a little bit rarer than medium rare. Alright, so the small steak is done. I'm just going to put it on the platter. I got these nice platters from Amazon for like $5. Really easy. I'm just going to put it on there, cover it with a little bit of tin foil, just like I did with the potatoes there, while I wait for the big steak to cook. Alright, that's looking really, really nice. We're about 120, so we're going to leave it on for just another couple minutes. Let's check the steak again. Alright, we're at about that 130 mark, so let's take it inside and cut it open. So here are our potatoes. They look amazing. If you have leftovers, you can just throw them in eggs, something like that. They're very healthy, literally just salt and potatoes and pepper. Alright, let's open up this steak and see what we got. This was our Denver. Remember, it was pretty small at the start, but that's going to be a good little steak for us. As you can see there, very tender, very juicy. Chuck eyes are very tender, very juicy. All the juices when I'm just cutting it out, so that's going to be awesome. If you've never cleaned off a Blackstone before, it's very quick. All you have to do is scrape it, then add a little bit of oil to prevent rust on the cooking surface. So let's look at this. All you have to do is scrape the entire thing. Add a little bit of oil and cover. Again, this isn't a deep clean. This is just a quick clean. I'll be cooking on it in the morning. It'll be good to go then. I'll be posting a couple cooking videos per week, so follow for more.